A coalition of women civil societies under the umbrella of WOMANIFESTO has kicked against the suppression, operation, and suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan from the Red Chamber of the National Assembly by the Senate. The women groups who besieged the entrance of the Lagos State House of Assembly demanding to see the state governor, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, on Wednesday, stated that the development that led to the suspension of Senator Natasha has had significant controversy among many Nigerians, as the group emphasized the importance of adhering to the fair process, fairness, and constitutional principles as outlined in 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. While speaking to newsmen on behalf of different women rights advocates, speakers including Ireti Bakare Yusuf, Mary George Peluolu, Wemimo Adewuni, and Pastor Dayo Ekang called on the attention of the federal government to address the issue before it gets out of hand. The coalition also pledged their full support to the suspended senator as they urge all stakeholders to respect the Constitution and uphold the rule of law and support women who represent their different federal constituencies across the country.
We are here because we're all Natasha. We are here to stand against patriarchy. We are here to break down patriarchal structures that actually stains this country, that stops our society from progressing. The same structure that's hegemonic, that keeps power amongst the small minority of elites, that stops you as a man from getting the job that you are rightly qualified for. The same patriarchy that stops me as a woman from being able to be part of a political system in this country. The same patriarchy that continues to create gates and boundaries against women from being part of our governance. The same patriarchal structure, it is systemic and systematic, that they have weaponized against Natasha, Senator Natasha Akpoti. The same patriarchal structures, the systemic patriarchal structures that actually creates victims of Stockholm syndrome, like Ireti Kingigbe, like Itagiwa, like Florence Itagiwa, like Olujimi, like Adegbule, who hasn't said a word, and the rest of them. You see, those structures are why we are here. That is what we are standing up against.
Looking at the role that Natasha has played at the National Assembly and the suspension, women are saying no, because we see it as a form of discrimination, not only to Natasha, to all other women, but to all other women in Nigerian society. We want to say that we will refuse a situation whereby our voice wants to remain under the background. We refuse a situation whereby they want to silence our voice. Women have rights to make decisions. Women have rights to contest election. They have rights to participate actively in election. And so in any situation whereby we want to subdue their voices, women are saying no. And we're saying it to the National Assembly, to the presidency, to the Lagos State House of Assembly.
That the Ethics Committee and the Senate as a whole has taken an oppositive stance against Natasha without even investigating the case. We can see their voices in the media, we can hear them, and we believe that they will not be fair in their judgment. But we want them to conduct an open hearing, a public hearing in the allegation of sexual harassment raised against the Senate President, because this is not the first time someone has raised an allegation of sexual harassment against him. And this situation is critical for us in Nigeria as a referral point for women and girls across the country who are also facing harassment. And we need to understand that harassment is different from assault.
We're here because we women have been suppressed long enough, and we're saying enough is enough. Natasha represents all women, and that is why you heard them saying that I am Natasha, we are Natasha, because we women stand together unified. We are saying an abuse, an oppression to a woman is an oppression to all women. It's high time Nigerian women come together and support each other and make our voice to count no matter what is going on. You cannot silence a woman in her course. All she was trying to do is express her frustration. She has been called names and so on. If they were not biased, if they were not prejudiced, why wouldn't they allow her to voice her frustration?